parents are going to be watching this along with their kids. So they really challenged me, I've put on transatlantic accents. We have done like a sitcom episode. We've taken references from Seinfeld. It does span the ages, which excites me.
One of your best known roles is obviously as Moana. What has brought you back to Disney for this new project?
Ooh, well, I love voiceover work. My first job, yes, was Moana, and it unlocked a voiceover beast in me. I love getting into the booth and like fully immersing myself in a character, closing my eyes, making any kind of weird faces, weird hand motions, and just telling a story through my voice. It brings me intense joy. So I've also been lucky enough to continue to voice characters that are young women of color that aren't afraid to take risks, that trust in themselves, that have a wonderful support system of family and friends. And so when I was introduced to Hailey, I was like, oh, I see you. Like, I would love to voice that character. And I feel truly lucky that our series has strong themes, like I mentioned, of tackling dreams and objectives on your bucket list that might seem out of reach, but you can do anything if you put your mind to it. And our series also has really fun sci-fi. Hailey kicks some serious chaos bot butt, and she's also singing in it. This series really had everything. It blew me away.
How does it feel to be playing another female singing protagonist? And I know you have several songs in the show. What was your favorite song to sing?
It feels great to play another singing protagonist. My favorite song, the one that comes to mind right now, it's such an earworm, is where I'm singing about, or Hailey singing about fish skin. It goes, fish skin, za, za, za. I don't know, but Matthew and Andrew are such incredible songwriters that they can make anything sound like a pop anthem. But I'm very proud of our theme song as well as our credit song. We have also so much more music to introduce you to throughout the series. We have a rap about hats. I'm very proud of it.
That's great. What do you like best about the show as a whole? Themes, plot, characters. Is there anything in particular that you just think about and it's this is my favorite thing about Hailey's on it?
Yeah, I really enjoy the writing. I think that it is very clever. I think it's kind of reminiscent, and this is also part of the animation style. It's reminiscent of some of the older Disney shows that I enjoyed growing up, the Kim Possible and things. I appreciate the writers knowing, and many of them are parents themselves, that adults are going to watch this just as much as kids are. Parents are going to be watching this along with their kids. So they really challenged me, I've put on transatlantic accents. We have done a sitcom episode. We've taken references from Seinfeld. It does span the ages, which excites me. So I would say that my favorite aspect of Hailey's on it is just how clever the writing is and how cerebral my character is. The sci-fi elements play right into the rest of our storyline.
Okay. And would you say you have any similarities with Hailey, and what would those be?
Yeah, I'd say so. Hailey Banks is 14 in our series. So if I were to put myself in my 14-year-old self's shoes, I too would absolutely be afraid of taking risks. And some of her list items include playing the glockenspiel and getting a very cool haircut and kissing her best friend Scott Danoga. So these are very kind of spooky things for her. And on my own bucket list right now, I have adopt 3 to 5 more cats. I have be in a Marvel film and go to college. So both lists have, challenges big and small, but I definitely relate to her, like reaching for the stars reaching for the stars. Like it feels really good to have a young person of color, like just doing what she needs to do in order to achieve her dreams.
Right. And speaking of her being a young person of color, the characters in the show are very diverse, as well as the cast that's portraying
Yeah.
them. Do you consciously pick projects that purposefully have like inclusion at the forefront?
I am lucky enough that I am of well, I'm of Pacific Island descent, and I'm lucky enough to be Pacific Island descent. But really, everything that I've been a part of and that I've touched, it is important to me to have diverse casting. I think it also comes again from my first film, Moana. Like, it meant so much to me and to my community to have like a young Polynesian girl, like actually play the role of a Polynesian girl. So yeah, I speak vocally about it in interviews on carpets, in on my own social media. So I think everyone knows that, and every room that I step into, I'm like, let's put our money where our mouth is. Like, let's set a precedent. It's important. It changes people's lives when you see a version of yourself on screen. It allows the viewer to dream a little bit bigger. Like, oh, I could do that. And I know that feeling. So I want to foster that, and I want to continue it genuinely. So I think the projects that I put myself into, they pick up the ball. They go, oh, right, yes, right, okay, yes, we should have more than one person of color in this series. Yeah, I agree.
That's awesome. And what would you say the overall message of the show that you guys are trying to communicate? Obviously, there's a very prevalent like theme and kind of what you're trying to communicate, but what would you say when you are working on the show? Like, what are you trying to express to like young girls that are, you know, similar to Hailey or her age and watching?
I hope that all young people take away from Hailey's On It that we should all have a bucket list, and that we should all have dreams and like weird, wacky things that we enjoy doing. Like, Hailey loves building birdhouses, and she's also super into like tech and like women in STEM. Like, I love her for that. And I think it's really great that we get to see a character enjoy geeking out about the things that she loves, and being supported by her friends and family, and being quirky and funny, and also her saving the world. Like, she gets visited by a scientist from the future who's like, if you finish everything on your list of things that you really want to do, you're going to save the world by like fixing climate change. Like, that's the premise. Like, President Serena Williams tasks her with solving climate change. I love that logline, you know? So I think young people, at least when I was young, like, you don't fully realize, like, oh, like, am I going to be important? Like, am I going to be like someone that's really special in the future? And the answer is yes. Like, there are so many incredible things that you are going to do with your life. And in our series, it's unique that she's visited by someone from the future to tell her that. But if more young people knew just the kind of positive impact they would have on the world, like, if they take that away from our series, that's a chef's kiss. Like, that's what we want.
Great. And also, I want to touch on the Mean Girls musical that you are a part of. How is that going so far? Are you still filming? How is it to be part of that?
Yes, we wrapped on the project. In fact, I have my backpack that I got as a wrap gift.
Oh, awesome.
It says,
oh,
Mean Girls musical, courtesy of Renee Rapp. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of singing and choreography, and I play the guitar in it, so I had to learn how to play guitar, electric guitar. So it was a fast and furious shooting time, and we were in New Jersey. And at certain points, we were cheating that we were shooting in Africa. So it was fantastical. But we get to have a 2023 remake of the 2004 film that we all love, and then we also get to throw some music on it and make it even more camp, which I personally really love.
And last question, are there any upcoming projects that you can talk about or would like to mention that we look forward to?
Yes, The Power is now fully out on Prime Video, which is based off of the book of the same name by Naomi Alderman. It's about a world very similar to ours, but where women suddenly get the ability to electrocute people at will. So it explores that power of electricity, but also how power structures change when women have an inherent strength over the opposite sex. And then I have Mean Girls, the musical, the movie, which, as I said, I'm very proud of. I play Janice, who's an iconic character who I remember from the 2004 film. I've added my own little flair and spin on her. And then Hailey's On It premieres June 8th on Disney Channel and comes out on Disney Plus for everyone to enjoy on the next day, June 9th. So yeah, I feel incredibly blessed.
Well, you should be very proud of all the things you've accomplished. Auli'i, it has been wonderful speaking with you. Thank you again for this interview.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.